is the great epic Ramayana. Thank you, Thanish. Please continue.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Sell your bond with the book explained in your book.
Okay. Hey guys, a sensational Sunday everyone. Let me introduce myself to you. I am Thanish, a grade 5 student of Pratibha Educate. I am really so lucky and happy to sit in front of you all as book buffet. Since the time allotted is only 1 hour, I am going to summarize and read the key points. As you all eagerly waiting, let's get into it. My epic is the Ramayana. Ramayana is one of the founding epics and a masterpiece of Indian literature that is well known globally. Its reach is so wide that it has been translated into several languages and has had several editions. Valmiki is the author of this Ramayana. Valmiki's Ramayana tells the story of the exemplary life of Lord
Thanish?
Rama,
Thanish, sorry to interrupt. Can you first explain the bonding with the book? How this book got into your life? Who made you to read this book?
My mother and sister, ma'am. Because when
Speak few lines about that, no?
When I'm going to sleep, my mother will say stories from Ramayana or Mahabharata. Or she will say Bhagavad Gita slokalu, ma'am.
Great. Because everybody needs to know how some book enters into their life. Okay. Now continue.
Okay,
Go on with your session.
Okay, ma'am. Valmiki is the author of this Ramayana. Valmiki's Ramayana tells the story of the exemplary life of Lord Rama, avatar of God Vishnu, whose profound wisdom, generosity, and supernatural powers made him a legendary hero, hallowed not only in India but throughout South Asia. In Ramayana, there are 6 Khans: Balkan, Ayodhyakan, Aranyakan, Kishkindakan, Sundarkan, Lanka or Yudakan. Without further deviation, let's start with Rama Sloka. Sri Rama Rama Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranama Tatulyam Rama Nama Varanane. Balkan, Ayodhya, the capital of the great kingdom of Kosala, was situated the river Saryu. The name Ayodhya means that cannot be defeated. The city was built by Manu, the famous ruler of Surya dynasty. Dashwata was the grandson of the great Raghu. Dashwata's glory spread far and wide. He had only one regret in life, that he had no son. Dashwata always kept sad and depressed as he had not been blessed with a son. He sought the advice of royal prince Vasishta. Vasishta was a knowledgeable sage. He told Dashwata that a great sage wishes Ringa was adept in performing a sun-granting yajna. Dashwata at once went to invite Rishasringa, who agreed to perform the yajna. As the ghee poured into the fire, the flame shot up. A huge figure emerged out of the flames, holding a bowl, and handed over the bowl to Dashwata and said, "O great king, the gods have sent for you this divine pudding. Distribute it among your 3 wives. You shall be blessed with 4 sons." King Dashwata gladly accepted the bowl of pudding. The 3 queens were happy to know about the bowl of sweet and requested Dashwata to give it to them immediately. With the passage of time, all the 3 queens became pregnant. King was overjoyed when he came to know about this. At the right time, the 3 queens gave birth to 4 sons. Dashwata was overwhelmed with joy on hearing the news. First of all, he went to the room of Kaushalya, who had given birth to Then he went to see his remaining sons, Bharata, Lakshmana, and Shatrugna. With the birth of 4 princes, the entire palace was filled with joy and happiness. Dashwata looked after all his sons equally, but he was very fond of Rama in particular. As the time passed, the 4 brothers entered boyhood. Dashwata thought of training the boys in archery and imparting them all the related knowledge. A skilled archer arrived soon. His brave and intelligent sons learned the art of archery in very less time. After the princes had finished their initial training, Dashwata thought of sending them to the hermitage of sage Vasishta. He had a good knowledge of scriptures. One day, when he was sitting in his court, a messenger came up to him and informed him of sage Vishwamitra's arrival and his wish to meet the king. Hearing this, Dashwata stood up at once rushed to meet him. King Dashwata welcomed the sage with great respect and gratitude. He asked the sage if there was anything he could do for him. Vishwamitra told the king that he was performing a yajna. The 2 demons, Marich and Subahu, were creating problems by throwing blood and flesh on the sacred flames. On hearing this, King Dashwata trembled with sadness. However, Guru Vasishta persuaded the king to send the prince. King Dashwata then decided to send Rama and Lakshmana along with sage Vishwamitra. Armed with their 2 weapons, the 2 brothers accompanied sage Vishwamitra. They resumed their journey. The next day, they reached a dense forest. It used to be a peaceful forest till Tatka and Mari started destroying the peace of that forest. On knowing this, Rama strongly confronted it. As Tatka heard the sound, she ran towards it. Rama fixed a deadly arrow on his bow and killed Tatka. Vishwamitra and other sages blessed both the princes. In the hermitage on the final day, Maricha and Subahu tried to disturb the yajna. Seeing them, Rama at once pulled out his bow and arrow and killed Maricha and Subahu. Vishwamitra then took them to Mithila, where King Janak was holding a swayamvar for his daughter Sita. On their way, they saw a beautiful stone statue. As Rama set his foot on it, it turned into a wooden form. She was Sahalya, wife of sage Gautam, who had cursed her to stay in the form of stone statue. Janak, the king of Mithila, was a good friend of King Dashwata and was a great ruler. As soon as he saw Vishwamitra along with Rama and Lakshmana, he welcomed them with open arms. Sage Vishwamitra told him that both the princes had come to see the bow of Lord Shiva. Janak then took the palace where the bow of Lord Shiva was kept. They had all assembled to win the hand of Sita, daughter of King Janak. Each of them came to lift the bow, but none could even move it. Janak was very disheartened. The great bow of Lord Shiva was kept safe and sacred in a huge iron box. The huge iron box had been brought by 5,000 people. None could lift the bow. After a while, Vishwamitra told Rama to get up and string the mighty bow. Everyone looked at him expectantly. Rama lifted the bow effortlessly, as if it was a garland of flowers. As he pulled the string, the bow broke into a two with a thunderous noise. The deafening sound reached the ears of Parshurama, who was the enemy of the Kshatriyas. Suddenly, there stood before them Parshurama. He had a bow on one shoulder and a battle axe on another. He told Rama that he was surprised to know that he had struck the bow of Lord Shiva. He asked him to prove his strength by stringing his bow, which was no way less than Lord Shiva's bow. Rama picked up the bow, set an arrow on it too, and drew the string effortlessly. Then later, Sita met Rama. After Parashurama went away, King Janak announced that his daughter Sita would get married to Rama. Vishwamitra asked him to send his messenger to Ayodhya to give this news to Dashratha and invite him over. Dashratha proceeded to Mithila for the wedding ceremony. On the auspicious day, Lord Rama married Sita. On the same altar, Lakshmana was married to Janaka's younger daughter Urmila, Bharata to Mandavi, and Shatrugna to Shrutakirti. Mandavi and Shrutakirti were the daughters of Janaka and the younger brother. This is all about Balkan and Ayodhya. Gradually, 12 years passed by. Dashratha announced in the court that it was the time for him to hand over the reins of his kingdom to Rama. Kaikeyi's personal maid, Manthara, came to know about it, went to Kaikeyi and gave her the news of Rama's coronation. Hearing the news, Kaikeyi was very happy. Manthara changed Kaikeyi's mind. After instigating Kaikeyi against Rama, Manthara left and Kaikeyi went to the sulking room. After dismissing the assembly, Dashratha went to his beloved queen Kaikeyi's room. He wanted to give her the good news. He went in the inner room and was surprised to see her in that condition. He asked her what has happened. She reminded him of the two wishes that he had granted her at the time. She said her first wish was to coronate her son Bharata, and her second wish was to send Rama to the forest for 14 years. On hearing Kaikeyi's words, Dashratha was taken aback and fell unconscious. None of his prayer could change Kaikeyi's mind. Dashratha was in grief, and the selfish Kaikeyi kept on uttering harsh words. Sumantra was sent to call Rama. Seeing Dashratha's pathetic condition, Rama turned to his mother and asked if his father was unwell or angry with him for some reason. Kaikeyi at once took the opportunity and told him about the two wishes. On hearing this, Rama smiled and told Kaikeyi that his father's promise shall be kept. Rama went to his mother's chamber and told her about the two wishes. When Sita got the news, she agreed that she would also accompany him in the forest. Lakshmana too pleaded to go to the forest. King ordered Sumantra to take them to forest in a chariot. As the chariot moved forward, the people of Ayodhya began following. All were sad and mourning. They tried to stop them. After some time, they reached the bank of river Tamasa. They unfastened the horses. And long before dawn, Rama rose from sleep and told Sumatra to leave the place before the people of Ayodhya, who had accompanied them, woke up. When the people of Ayodhya woke up the next morning, they did not find Rama in the chariot. After some time, they returned back to Ayodhya, disappointed. Rama, along with Sita and Lakshmana, sat under a shady tree. Just then, Guha arrived. Guha was a man of great power and prestige. He requested them to stay there and be his guest. Early next morning, Rama asked Goa to arrange for a big boat to cross the river. Goa ordered men to get a boat ready. Rama thanked Sumatra for his help and asked him to return to Ayodhya. Then later, three of them started walking. At sunset, they reached the hermitage of Bharadwaj. The sage and raised and blessed them. He advised them to stay in Chitrakoot. On his return, Sumatra found himself surrounded by people of Ayodhya who yearned to know the welfare of their beloved Rama, Sita and Lakshmana. Dashwata was inconsolable. Dashwata told Kaushalya that one has to pay for any good or bad deed one does in life. He then narrates to her the great story of Ravana Kumaranda, which he had once committed in his past. And now remembering the event, Dashwata remembered the episode of and the curse. Thinking so, Dashwata breathed his last. Messengers were sent to bring back Bharata and Shatrugna from their maternal uncle's place. Bharata understood that something unfortunate had happened in the city. Bharata reached the palace and at once went to Dashwata's chamber. On seeing this, Kaikeyi told him about the two wishes. He yelled at her and even called his father murderous. By this time, Shatrugna also reached there and soon come to know about the entire episode. He thrashed at the evil-minded Manthara. Bharata was drowned in a deep sea of sorrow. 14 days had passed since King Dashwata's demise. He told them that he had decided to go to the forest and bring Rama, Sita and Lakshmana. Bharata set out with a huge army and as it approached the forest, Lakshmana climbed up a tall tree and saw that a huge army headed by Bharata. Approaching, he saw that Bharata was coming to attack them. Rama made Lakshmana to cool and asked to wait. Bharata stopped the army at the distance and he along with Shatrugna, Vasishtha and Sumatra went forward. With the great difficulty, he told Rama about the sad demise of King Dashwata. On hearing this, Rama fell down on the ground. Bharata told Rama that everyone was waiting for him eagerly to come back and take charge of the kingdom. He said this and fell in Rama's feet. At last, he requested him to give his wooden sandals, which would rain on Ayodhya till his return. Rama gave away his sandals to him. Then he returned to Ayodhya. This is all about Aranyakand. After Bharata's departure to Ayodhya, Rama decided to leave Chitrakoot, proceeded to hermitage of Patri, who lived with wife Anasuya. While walking to Dandaka forest, suddenly a large form rushed toward them. He was Virada, a man-eating demon. He lifted Sita in his hands. Rama attacked the demon with the arrows. After killing Virada, they reached the hermitage of sage Agastya. Agastya advised him to stay at Panchavati and also gave him a bow made by Vishwakarma for Vishnu and a sword. The three of them started for Panchavati. They were overwhelmed to see the beauty of Panchavati. Lakshmana built a beautiful hut. One fine morning, a she-demon named Shurpanaka came there. She was the sister of Ravana, king of Lanka. She changed herself into a beautiful lady and approached Rama. Rama said that he was already, but Shurpanaka forced Rama to marry. As she was crossing her limit, Lakshmana grabbed Shurpanaka by her neck and chopped out her nose and ears. crying with pain and anger, she went to her valiant brother, Karan Dushan. Hearing this, Karan Dushan, along with 14,000 demon soldiers, started for Panchavati. Rama killed all of them. Akappana, the lone survivor of demons, fled to Lanka and went to Ravana. He told him that his entire army along with Karna and Dushan were killed. The only way to weaken Rama was to separate him from his wife Sita. The next day, Ravana boarded his flying chariot to meet Maricha. He wanted to take revenge by abducting his wife Sita. Maricha tried to dissuade Ravana from doing so. One day, when Ravana was sitting in his court, Shurpanaka arrived in. She told Ravana angrily, and he was a fool and coward. She asked him to abduct Sita to take revenge. Once again, Ravana went to meet Maricha in his hermitage. He told him that he had a plan, and it was that Maricha should turn into a beautiful golden dish and go near Rama's hermitage. On seeing the dish, Sita would ask Rama to get it for her, and when she will be alone, he would go and abduct her. Maricha was frightened by Ravana's plan. He once again tried to dissuade Ravana from committing such a sin. Maricha thought it was better to be killed by Rama than Ravana. Maricha turned into a beautiful golden dish and wandered in front of Rama's hermitage. Sita saw the dish. She went to Rama and asked him to catch the dish for her. Rama asked Lakshmana to be careful and not leave Sita. Maricha led Rama into a deep forest. Maricha stopped at one place. Rama shot a deadly arrow. As soon as the arrow hit Maricha, he came to his actual form and cried out loud in the voice of Rama, "Ah, Sita! Ah, Lakshmana! Ah, Sita! Ah, Lakshmana!" Sita, on the other hand, got worried and asked Lakshmana to go and help Rama. Before stepping out, Lakshmana drew Lakshman Rekha. Lakshmana went. Ravana grabbed the opportunity and reached Rama's head in the disguise of sage. Ravana asked for food. Sita at once stepped out of the demarcation line. Ravana took her into the chariot forcefully. Jatayu, the king of eagles, heard her cries and recognized her. The battle began in the sky. Then Ravana took his sword and cut out his wings and claws. Jatayu fell on the ground, severely injured. On the way, after killing Maricha, Rama hurried to cottage. On the way, he saw Lakshmana and asked him that why he had left Sita. As Sita was nowhere in sight, soon they came across Jatayu lying injured with acute pain. He said everything was as happened. After some time, Jatayu died. They entered a dense forest and all of a sudden were caught by ugly huge demon. He looked fearful and ugly. Lakshmana cut out his arms. He was Kavanda. Before dying, he told Rama that to go to the bank of river Pampa and meet Sugriv. Rama and Lakshmana proceeded in the direction of river Pampa, and they visited the old saint lady Shabari. Rama blessed Shabari, saying that her devotion was selfless. Soon her soul merged with the universal soul. This is all about Aranyakan. Now, Kishkindakan, wandering like this, finally, they reached Rishimukha hills. Sugriv lived in constant fear. His spies reported such precious movement of two men. Sugriv asked his chief minister, Hanuman, to find out of the truth. He took a form on Brahmin and went in front of the two men. He also told them that Sugriv was the Vanara king and was in hiding. Lakshmana then introduced themselves and told about everything. Hanuman then told them Sugriv also persecuted by his brother Bali, who has taken away his wife and kingdom. Hanuman then carried both of them in his bag. He also told Sugriv that Rama and Lakshmana's friendship would be beneficial for him too. He at once came out to receive Rama and Lakshmana. He assured them of all the help to find Sita. Rama and Sugriv told them flashbacks, showed him a bundle of jewelry. Rama recognized them Sita jewelry. Rama and Sugriv became friends. The battle took place between Sugriv and Bali. Rama helped Sugriv in the battle. Sugriv won the battle. Before dying, he gave the responsibility of his son Anga and his wife Tara to Sugriv. Meanwhile, Rama gave his ring to Hanuman and asked him to go as his messenger to Sita and give her the ring. Sugriv ordered his army to find Sita. From the neighboring hill, Sampati, the vulture king, saw them. When he heard the monkey talking about Jatayu, his brother, and his sacrifice, his eyes were filled with tears. He offered to help them. He saw with his sharp eyes that Sita was captive in Lanka. Told them about her and also about the wealth of kingdom. They reached the seashore and wondered how to cross it and enter Lanka, which they came to know was 100 yojanas away. Jambavan looked at Hanuman and asked him to go. Jambavan inspired Hanuman to increase his size without delay and cross the sea in a single step. Everyone felt confident. This is all about Kishkindakan, Sudakan. Hanuman flashed to Lanka. Hanuman sat on the tree and pondered over the future prospects. Hanuman then decided to look for Sita first and find out about her well-being. Hanuman was now getting restless. Just then, he saw a garden with tall fenced walls. It was Ashoka Vatika. As he looked below, he saw Sita surrounded by many she-demons. The she-demons who guarded Sita were ugly. Ravana, after a while, Trajata, a she-demon, told everyone there, around there, that she had a nightmare that Lanka was going to get ruined because Ravana was kept Sita as captive. Trajata was the daughter of Vibhishana and she was very good. Hanuman came in front of Sita. He introduced herself. He told her that he was the messenger of Lord Rama. Hanuman gave her Rama's ring and she also gave him her ring as a token. After taking leave from Sita, Hanuman pondered for a while about doing something which would scare Ravana and prevent him from troubling Sita. He began to destroy about the news. Ravana ordered his most valiant son Indrajit used Brahmastra and the super weapon, even that does not work on Hanuman, but acted as it works. Ravana ordered his men to kill Hanuman, but his noble brother Vibhishana advised him not to do so, as it was not right to kill a king's messenger. So he ordered the men to set his tail on fire. Hanuman shrank his side and shook off all the ropes. Everyone were panicked. Hanuman then went straight to Ashokavatika, where Sita was delighted to see alive. Hanuman returned to Rama and gave the rings given by Sita. This is all about Sundarkan, Lakakan, or Yuddhakan. Monkey army moved forward. The west sea poses obstruction. Vibhishana seeks refuge. Everyone are seeking passage through the sea. Rama accepted Vibhishana appears. They formed a path across the sea with rocks. The construction of bridge began in no time. Ravana tricked to guide Sita. That is, he told one of his demons to make a head which resembled that Rama's head. The head was made to lie in front of Sita, who began to cry as she saw his illusory head. Sugriva knocked off Ravana's thumb by hitting hard. The battle begins. Ravana is in battlefield. Indrajit assault on Rama and Lakshmana with Nagastra. Kumbhakarna is woken up. Kumbhakarna slays Rama slays Kumbhakarna. Indrajit creates illusory Sita and bring her to the battlefield forcefully. Next, Lakshmana falls unconscious. Lakshmana is in need of Sanjeevani help. Hanuman lifts the whole mountain and brings for saving Lakshmana. Lakshmana greets them with Sanjeevani. Many demons warriors are killed. Ravana mature battlefield. Then finally, end of Ravana. Rama cut off Ravana's head and new head would take his place. Rama was confused. Mightily understood Rama's confusion. He whispered into Rama's ear and that only Brahmastra could kill Ravana. Rama used the weapon Brahmastra and Ravana was killed instantly. Vibhishana grieves with the death of Ravana. A new king is Vibhishana of Lanka. Sita meets Rama. Finally, Sita proves her chastity. Sita passed in Agni Pariksha and Rama accepted her. Hanuman rushes to Ayodhya. Rama sets out to Ayodhya. A tearful reunion takes place. Rama is crowned the king. Hanuman tears his chest and Rama and Sita were appeared. This is all about Ramayana. I am going to end up with a small sloka. Rama 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 Nama Tarakam Rama 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 Tarakam. Ramakrishna Vasudeva Bhakti Muktidayakam. Ramakrishna Vasudeva Bhakti Muktidayakam. Ramakrishna Vasudeva Bhakti Muktidayakam. Thank you, ma'am, for giving this wonderful opportunity.
Tanush,
Ma'am,
wonderful job, Tanush. What
thank
do
you,
you
ma'am.
say, Tanish? No, your name is Tanish. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Tanish, wonderful job. If you would have told this in Telugu with the same intensity, you may be called as Junior Chaganti Koteshwarrao.
Thank you, ma'am.
Your energy is highly appreciable.
Thank you, ma'am.
And Tanish,